Okay, lesson 87, reviewing lessons 73 and 74. Lesson 73, I will there be light. Lesson 74, there is no will but God's. And in all my practicing today and in my living of these lessons or application of these lessons, I feel just what is so relevant is a couple things that happened today that I could feel these lessons living in me. And the first one, I will there be light. I read it early in the morning with my breakfast, and I then proceeded around 9:30 a.m. to call my husband's airline, the booking agent that he booked a flight for. He had booked a flight to go to his home country, Malawi, in April, and that's not happening. And so we needed to make a change or call the booking agent and just let them know what we wanted to do. But we, had to do that before April 3rd. So we just gave it a try today. I was on the phone waiting for 2 hours to speak to someone. But I just was so relaxed, like, let me just leave the phone on. We went about our morning. We kind of took turns watching the phone, listening, while my husband was still home. And then he went to work. And then they connected through to me. And then it was another 2 hours to make a decision and have the woman checking on things and calling the airline. So it was a 4-hour experience. And I felt zero impatience just because of that power of decision. I made the decision, we're going to do this. And what I could feel was just the exchange between myself and the agent, who kept apologizing. It's clearly part of her script. She's writing on the wall. She wants to write. We have to get her a chalkboard. She's pretending to spell Blippi, her friend. But I love it. Like, she's naturally telling us what she's ready for next. It's like, okay, we're getting on the chalkboard. Or just washable marker on the wall. So that was one experience where it was like, this day I will experience the peace of true perception. I just felt so at peace that this was my decision and that I dedicated the morning to it and part of the afternoon. And the next thing was, it came down to making a decision because there's unknown factors, of course, when the airlines are going to be back up, whether we should rebook the ticket. And I just share that in the lesson being, I will there be light, I just take that to mean, like, I felt so empowered to feel within myself. And I called my husband at work. I asked her that I'm like, I waited for you for 2 hours, and she just kept waiting for me at points. And then we called him and had him on a conference call, and I just gave him a summary of the just different things to consider in making our decision. And I just felt in my being what we should do. And I presented it to him, and then he felt fine with it. Interestingly, he texted me later and said something like, no, don't do that, change that. I'm like, oh, I did that hours ago, what we already talked about. And but I still feel like these are moments where, like the light workers of the world, it doesn't mean we go around bossing everyone around, but it just felt really empowering to feel like I knew, I trusted my knowing and made a decision on my knowing. And I feel like I'm unsure what's going to happen, but I trust in my system, my guidance system, and that all will be used for good. And 4 hours on the phone today, bam, bam, changed the flight, changed our hotel booking for a stay in New York the night before. For 6 months from now, we'll see. But my feeling is that that's okay. And if I'm wrong, I'm just willing to forgive myself and make the new change we need to. It's okay. So then in the second part, there is no will but God's. And this is where I kind of get to see if my mom watches these. It's like, can my husband and my mom not necessarily watch these unless they're very willing to just know me very well. So in this sentence, I'm safe today because there's no will but God's. This came to me last night, being a part of John Mundy's community as well, where he just said it. He said something at one point in his lecture last night, which is something just like there's no will but God. So we don't have to be in fear. And the one sticky point for me in what's going on in the world has been my father's health. And he has had contact with some of our family members who are still working. And they were kind of seeing him daily. And then I just had a feeling, can we safeguard him in all ways possible? And yet I didn't feel called to say anything directly. I kind of indirectly checked in with the family and was like, hey, so how are you doing? And yeah, like our parents, just how can we support them? Mom and dad and stuff. Didn't feel called to say I disagree so I was really kind of tiptoeing or just not saying anything. And I reached out to other friends and told them my concern because I wanted a sounding board where I didn't say it to the person yet. I got some feedback. Now I live with my husband. I don't always do sounding boards. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't tell him everything. And what I found out today is that my dad asked that no other family is coming in and out. He's asked just to safeguard himself. And he did that himself. And I still carry the full idea that there's no will but God. So I don't even have to be afraid of any scenario. I won't call him worst case. I'll just say whatever scenario it is, I'm just going to trust in the perfection. And I didn't need my way. I didn't need to get my way. I didn't. I more needed to respect my family and everyone's choices. And yet I just felt, I didn't even feel like, yay, I won and I got what I wanted. I just felt like, sometimes it's really helpful to let things unfold on their own. Give them some time and space. Let people make their own decisions. So I'm going to hold this to be true. There's no will but God's. I know that it's taught in several ways. There's life is a multi-layered system where our choices continuously adjust our path. I feel this ultimate sense of peace and ease knowing that God's will for us is to be at peace, and we can be that no matter what. So thank you for listening. I feel these lessons are living through me. I want to just admit to my peeps, I still haven't established these 2 practice periods that I'm sticking to, because I know that was the suggestion. And what I do, like we just had a new moon. Our new moon is in Aries, and this is like a really great time to set new beginnings. So I'm going to be contemplating which decisions I make, because like doing these videos every day, I'm learning that when I make a decision, I do it. I was not like that before. I would do a whole life overhaul and I wouldn't follow through. I don't know if anything would stick anywhere beyond 2 weeks or something, different things. But now I know the importance of decision and the power of decision, and I try to only make decisions when I'm ready. And I keep adjusting the decision if I see I'm not ready. I might say I'm ready, and then I'm like, and scale back so you don't crash and burn. So I really would like to, if any of you are doing it, I just give you big props.
Hey.
That's heavy, huh? Justine got 2 new toys today. One is a set of wooden food, and one is a little food shopping cart. Do you want to show them your shopping cart? No? Yeah, rock it out. Rock it out. Look at you. Shopping. I don't know if you can see because I'm not even a cameraman, but she's rocking it. Awesome. Do you want to say bye? Do you want to hang up? Peace out. You're too busy. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, if you're doing your 2 practice periods, you're my heroes. I'm just reading it throughout the day, taking the pause longer times whenever I can. So, and that's not always perfect. I guess I feel I needed to confess. You're my heroes. Bye for now.